Battle Through the Heavens, Chapter 153, A Shared Meal Before the Scorching Trial of Power. The internal friction of the golden vortex lingers within his strained meridians, a silent cost for the spirit refined in shadow. Stepping into the blinding noon, the crushing weight of his path momentarily softens at the sight of a simple, herb-laden peace. This fleeting stillness is a final mercy before the sun's glare forces the soul back into the crucible of power.
Xiaoyan gathered his belongings and stepped out of the mountain cave. It was high noon. The sun beat down with a relentless glare, turning the cliff face into a wall of radiating heat. He jumped down from the ledge. After a few paces, he ran into the little fairy doctor. She carried a flower basket, returning from her herb gathering. A light blue scarf was tied over her hair, making her look like a simple, beautiful village girl. Xiaoyan felt a smile tug at his lips. He shook his head and called out a greeting. The little fairy doctor offered a warm smile in return. Her eyes flicked toward the cave on the cliffside, but she was too smart to ask questions. Everyone had secrets, herself included. She acted as if she had seen nothing at all. Xiaoyan appreciated the gesture, even if he did not say it aloud.
"Are you hungry? I have lunch ready,"
she said. They walked together to the grass hut. She knelt by a stone stove made of 3 large rocks. Tucking her sleeves back, she started a fire and began preparing the meat from a recent hunt. Xiaoyan sat on a nearby rock and watched her. She hummed a soft tune as she worked. Her cooking was excellent, a sign of a skilled hand.
He looked at her pale, delicate fingers and reminded himself of the truth. Those same hands were as skilled with toxins as they were with soup.
The profession of a poison master was not well regarded on the Dou Qi continent. People feared them. A poison master could kill without a trace, leaving even their closest friends unable to sleep in peace. Xiaoyan only felt safe eating her food because Yao Lao was watching over him. Without the protection of a master alchemist, he would never have been so bold. In the wilderness, a man only had one life to lose. Because Xiaoyan never hesitated to eat what she prepared, the little fairy doctor had grown more friendly over the last half-month. Her manner was gentle, though it was not the gentleness of a lover. She saw him as a true friend. She was a sensitive woman. She did not ask for much. A little bit of trust was enough to bring a genuine smile to her face. It was a tragedy that her chosen path made such trust nearly impossible to find. Xiaoyan felt a flicker of guilt. Without Yao Lao, he likely would have kept his distance, just like everyone else.
He watched her silhouette as she worked over the fire. After a long silence, he spoke.
"When do you plan to leave this place?"
She turned her head, brushing a few stray hairs from her face. Her beautiful eyes searched his.
"Why do you ask?"
Do not misunderstand.
Xiaoyan said with a wave of his hand.
This is your place. I would not dream of chasing you away. It is just that I might stay here for another month. If you have urgent business elsewhere...
"It does not matter,"
she said, turning back to the stove.
"Stay as long as you like. I have no urgent business. I only want to travel the continent. There is no rush for that."
Traveling the continent? That is a good goal.
Xiaoyan said. He felt a pang of longing. Exploring the world was a dream of his as well.
"Are you interested? We could go together,"
she said with a laugh as she added wood to the fire.
I have things I must finish first.
Xiaoyan said, shaking his head.
I will not have that kind of freedom for a long time.
That is a shame. It is rare to find a friend with the same interests.
She said, with a sigh.
If you go out there,
Xiaoyan paused, his expression turning serious.
Take a friend's advice. Try to hide your identity as a poison master. If you do not, it will be a very lonely journey.
Her body stiffened. She took several non-toxic mushrooms from her basket and dropped them into the pot. She stared at the bubbling water and let out a soft breath. She knew the reputation of her kind.
Well, you are not really a poison master yet.
Xiaoyan said, trying to lighten the mood.
You can travel as a doctor. Doctors are respected.
I will become a poison master sooner or later.
She whispered.
And I will likely be the kind that people hate the most. Whether you become one is up to you.
Xiaoyan said, puzzled.
No one is forcing you, are they?
You do not understand.
She said, her hair falling forward to hide her face.
If we meet again in the future, I only hope you can still call me a friend.
Xiaoyan frowned. Her words felt heavy, shrouded in a mystery he could not grasp.
It is ready.
She said, shaking her head to clear her thoughts. She smiled and ladled a small bowl of mushroom soup, handing it to him carefully. Xiaoyan took the bowl. The rich aroma hit him, making his mouth water. He gave her a thumbs up and downed the hot liquid in one go. The little fairy doctor beamed. She loved the way he trusted her without question. Xiaoyan sat on the rock and finished several more bowls until he was full. He patted his stomach and grinned.
You are a great cook. Whoever marries you will be a lucky man.
Marry me?
She laughed, covering her mouth.
You know that poison masters have the lowest marriage rates on the continent. Not many men are brave enough to share a bed with a woman who might release a lethal toxin in her sleep.
Xiaoyan shook his head. He felt she was being too pessimistic. She was talented, but she was nowhere near the level of a Grand Master Poison Master yet. Only the legends of the craft were feared across 10,000 miles.
Remember,
She said, standing up to gather the dishes.
if we meet again on the continent, you must not hate me. If you do, I think my heart will break.
She walked into the grass hut, leaving Xiaoyan standing there in a daze. He wondered why she was so certain about her dark future. Would he really hate her just because of a title? He shook off the thoughts and stood up. He walked to the base of the cliff and looked up at the burning sun.
His ankles flexed. He slammed a foot into the ground, and a sharp explosion of energy propelled him upward. He hit the rock face and kicked off again. With each boom of energy, he shot higher.
After 5 explosive leaps, he landed firmly on the valley rim. From up here, the hut below looked no larger than a fist.
The midday sun was a furnace. It poured heat onto the bare rocks until they were almost too hot to touch. Xiaoyan wiped the sweat from his forehead and sat down on a flat stone. The heat bit into his skin, making him grit his teeth. He ignored the sweat stinging his eyes and crossed his legs. He settled his mind and began his cultivation.
As soon as he entered his meditative state, the fire attribute energy in the air rushed toward him. He funneled the energy through his meridians, refining it before pushing it into the vortex at his core. The small spark of purple flame at the center of the vortex flared up, hungrily devouring the heat of the sun. It grew a tiny fraction larger. Encouraged by the progress, Xiaoyan reached into his storage ring. He pulled out a small jade bottle containing purple amethyst essence. He carefully took a single drop onto his tongue and swallowed. The moment it hit his stomach, his face turned a violent shade of red. His skin flushed crimson. He felt the energy surge, wild, hot, and domineering. Under the scorching sun, the boy gritted his teeth and endured the fire raging inside him. He was like a silkworm in a cocoon, suffering through the agony of a transformation. Beyond the pain was a new life. But first, he had to survive the heat.